Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First of all, I got some badass shit to show you guys today, at least in my opinion. Second, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you got any questions or comments, you can leave it below or hit me up at foxjunk73@gmail.com. So if you watch my videos, you know I'm big into restoring Mustangs, especially Fox bodies. I've done quite a few on my channel, a lot of how-to videos trying to help you guys out with just simple shit. Glass runs, door moldings, how to line doors, how to take body moldings off. So starting the channel a while back, I get a lot of messages from people, especially friends around here. For those who don't know, I just moved back to Kentucky. I was hit up about some 93 Cobra Project cars that I've been trying to source for the last couple weeks, so I hadn't got a lot done on Project Field Snake. I'm going to start off with Project Field Snake, walk around the car, give you a quick update. It is ready for paint. I've said that before in my past videos, but between the honeydew list, get a pull running, keeping the yard cut, and just downright being lazy as shit, moving for 2 months out here from Utah, that was tough, a lot of work, so I just took some time off, realistically. I went to Charlotte last week, did the race school, had a good time, and I got hit up about another 93 Cobra Project car before I left. I got that car secured. I just came back from a 24-hour round trip. I did sleep for a couple hours. I wanted to get this car videoed for you guys and my other projects that are in the thumbnail. So let's start off with Project Field Snake. For those of you that are keeping track of this car, it's ready for paint. I just got to get off my lazy butt and get it finished. So without further ado, I'm going to walk around the car and show you the status of that. So we'll start off with the back. It's all jammed out. Got to pull the wing and the bumpers. This is an OEM bumper I bought in Utah. Guy had it. It was on a GT originally. It's not the right color. The ground effects are OEM Ford ground effects. The door jambs are done. Now the interior in this car is for one of my other projects, Leans I got. The door jambs are painted. I painted inside the door and the jambs, new NOS strikers, NOS weather strips. All the door hinges are resealed, looking like new. So that's the door jam situation on this car. Try to, oops, not that guys. There we go. Step back. Engine bay's done. That's the correct underhood color. I have a lot of NOS parts that's got to go in this car. I need to clean it a little bit. She was on an open trailer coming from Utah to here, so it's got a little bit of rain, dirt on there. Those are brand new Goodyears on this one. It's the driver's side ground effects parts. This is a sunroof car. Again, like I said, the interior in the car is for another piece of shit 89 Selena I got out back. I bought those from a friend of mine in Colorado. They're like brand new. There's the driver's side door. I have a new door stickers coming and new VIN tags coming for the car too. So these aren't the quarter windows that are going in the car. Those were just put in there to transport it from Utah. So I didn't show you guys any of the rear end when I put it together, so I'm going to try to crawl under the car real quick and show you what that turned out like. Oh, my big old butt here. So this is the rear end in the car. I did all new calipers and stainless lines, recoated everything. That's how I do one underneath, guys and gals. If you guys are curious what one kind of over restored should look like. New quad shocks, redid the bolts. So that's project. Sorry about my big fat finger. So if you're still watching, I'll straighten your hat up here. If you're still watching and you've seen the thumbnail, I got quite a few more to show you. I'm going to go in order as I bought them. Well, sort of. There's two in the garage out back. I don't know if you've seen those back there too, but there's two more back there. So right now I currently have 6 93 Cobra Project cars. I've purchased 4 now since I moved back to Kentucky. I'm going to show you this teal car. I bought this car from a gentleman in Indiana. This car is a 1,000-mile car. That's what I was told. Carfax says it has 8 miles on it. The guy that was a clean title car too. That's the crazy part. The guy that bought it new. They kept it put in the garage. Wife said she wanted a divorce. Took the car to a buddy's house, stripped it, and this is how she got it back. It did have a motor and trans in it when I got it. Those are currently out of the car. They are in the shop next, the other shop. The short block is, the heads are behind me. They are not out of this car, however. He did pull the motor and trans too. So what a nice guy he must be. So just let the lady have the car. It's not worth tearing up the car. So without further ado, I'm gonna walk around this one. So starting in the back, look how straight these quarters are, y'all. Now this car sat out in a field in Indiana. Now this door isn't off this car. This teal door, he said it is, but it's not. I bought another teal car from him that's rough as hell, and I mean it's bad. This door and the drivetrain are out of that other teal car. He was trying to piece this one back together and never finished it. So this is kind of how I bought the car. Now keep in mind, there was a motor and trans in it. It was complete. Had 93 dated plug wires and everything. This car has no rust. Super solid car. None in the rails. Now on the mileage, he told me 1,000. Can I verify that? No, there's no cluster in it. This guy, I don't think he'd lie to anybody. Old guy in his 80s. Real nice fella. Just look how nasty these are just from sitting outside. Look how straight the roof is though. Quarters too. Now imagine, that's the original paint on both quarters. Imagine had this car sat inside somewhere with 1,000 miles on it. Yeah, it would still be, you know, this is all the stuff, motor and trans that was in it. Like I said, it's out of the other car. The upper intake's over there. A little sneak peek there. We'll get to that. So I'm going to show you the bottom of this car as well. Oh, now keep in mind, he said it was a 1,000-mile car. Look at the floors in this thing, guys and gals. Now, it didn't have a rear end in it. We chucked a 7.5 drum in it just to get it here. But, so it was sitting on its butt in the dirt. So the torque boxes and stuff are really dirty. But the front that was off the ground definitely represents, and the stainless up here, all this definitely represents 1,000-mile car. And the steering wheel, it is in awesome shape. Now that is the original steering wheel in the car. Had a few parts thrown in there with it. Floors are solid as hell. A little bit of dirty muck in there just from critters living in the car. Like I said, this thing was sitting down in the field. So that's car number 2. We'll get to the other one. We'll walk in here and get out of this heat. I totally forgot how humid Kentucky was. So we'll go to the next black car. Now this teal car was a teal gray leather car. I have a teal gray cloth car. I've got to decide which one I'm going to build, whether this one or the other one, but I'm probably going to sell one of them. I haven't decided yet. So the black one that's over here, I'll walk around this car. This car is a 60,000-mile theft car. This car had trees growing through the engine bay. We had to cut the trees out and get out of the field. It didn't have a K member. He put the K member out of the other teal car in the black car. So at least I have the K member for that car once I get it. So if y'all still watching, hanging out with the fat guy. So this car here, 60,000-mile car. It's also a theft. I said it's got the K member out of the teal car in it. Bumpers are on it, ground effects are on it. It's solid too. Little surface rust in there. It had a hatch, but it was an LX hatch, so I just left it there. VIN stickers are on the quarters. So that's all there. So a lot of guys are looking for these cars in this kind of shape because, you know, they're expensive if they're nice. And that's the sad part. So I'm going to move you guys over here to the back garage and show you another black cloth, teal gray cloth. I apologize for the noise. The new house is right in front of the highway over here. They call it the Autobahn, and that's how they run it. And we used to do the same shit in high school. Ooh, sorry about that. So this one's a black cloth. If you watch the channel, I filmed it before. I got this car from the GM LMR. It's kind of a basket case. It is an all original sheet metal car minus driver's fender. It's a really straight car. Black interior. And the interior was kind of just thrown in it when I got it. So that's kind of how they come. This one, teal gray cloth, 60,000. It sat with field snake down in Texas in a field for 20-something years. It too is a really nice, it's a good car, but it's just sat outside for years and it's gone to shit. So I'm just kind of doing this video to show you guys these cars are still out there. I've had a lot of help finding them, but they're still out there if you want to find them. So to the newest, latest, and greatest. Got a phone call from a friend of mine, told me about these cars. I called the guy that had them. I only asked for a couple things: picture of VIN number, picture of the car, and a phone call. I don't like to text, I like to talk. So you guys looking for these cars, I understand, you know, buying cars like this is tough, and getting wife's approval is tough, and money's always tough for me too. But if you got both, don't, my dad used to say, shit or get off the pot. I'm gonna show you this car real quick. This car is a 6,500 mile car. It was put together with a 10,000 mile 90 GT. That's why a lot of the stuff isn't correct, but there's a lot of small things you can tell if it's a real Cobra or not, and I'll show you those real quick. So, bam, 6,000 mile car, new is fine. So first off, see these little rubber plugs right here in these holes right here? These are Cobra only. This is where the LX bumper would go in, and the GT also utilized those on the bumpers. And the bumper cover reinforcements, Cobra only. The reason it's got GT stuff, he said he used a 10 mile, 90 model car. And look at that interior. That definitely looks like a 10 mile interior. Now it's dirty. Keep in mind, it's been sitting in the barn since 96. Now when he got it, the only thing left was the black dash. This is a black interior car too. And the black headliner and sun visors. That's the only thing black left in it. So he took everything out of that 90 GT and put this car back together. Now one thing you can check if it's missing all the Cobra stuff is the numbers right here. They should match the VIN number on the car and the buck tag, which the buck tag's there and everything matches. This motor said it was a 10 mile motor, and it still has the factory painted oil filter. So I believe that. 90 model dated wires and everything. So I did a 24-hour round trip to get this car, and it's home. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna do a will it start video. So we'll do a will it start video. I doubt it's gonna run. There's 3 computers in it, and I'll tell you why. When he swapped the dash out, he didn't change the wiring. It's got a 90 model dash harness, and it still has the original, let's see, hold on a second. And it still has the original F2 computer harness. So they will not match. So if you're doing a 93 car, it has to have, this is a 90 model dash harness, guarantee it, so it won't work. It has to have the right dash harness. So the only dash harness that'll really work in a 93 is a 92 and 93. The difference in that harness is the airbag plug is different, and the radio plugs are different between 92 and 93. 93 is a 1 year only harness. The computer harness is the same, 92 and 93, but the dash is 1 year only. So if you're doing a 93, make sure you have the right parts. Now, the piece de resistance. When I got sent pictures, he sent me a lot of pictures of some NOS parts. I'm about shit myself. I'm going to show you some cool stuff that most people don't get to see. So let's check this out. Bam! NOS 93 Cobra grill insert and grill insert retainer still in the box. Now all this stuff was in the Ford boxes. It was just covered in rat pee and rat poop and NOS front bumper cover, new old stock fender extensions, rockers, rocker retainers, NOS rear bumper retainer that goes on the car. Now, see how this is black and shiny? This is a brand new part from Ford. It was still in the plastic, but I took it out of the plastic because it was full of rat poop. See, there's no mounting marks where the holes are at. Ford, and I'll show you on the, here's the other rocker. Now this one's in primer, like it's supposed to be. Either that or they just wet sanded it a lot better. Actually, no, that's black paint too. They just done a lot better job of wet sanding it. So Ford, if they had a messed up part, this one used to be teal. They would scuff it down and stick it in a bag and sell it as a service part. So this was an original teal painted extension from the factory. Now, I don't know last time anybody's seen NOS 93 Cobra stuff, but all of it, that's crazy. Now, the monkey in the room, or whatever you want to call it, snake in the room, Cobra intakes. A lot of guys are painting their powder coating their intakes. These 2 front intakes, this one is NOS, that one's NOS. Neither one have been put on the car. They're both Ford. They're not reproductions. They're not Chinese knockoffs. These are NOS over-the-counter intakes. Ford had 3 suppliers. And also, this is the intake off of that car. You see how it's even painted a different colors? So if you're trying to powder coat or repaint your intake, don't get stressed out about it. As long as it's close and it looks good to you, that's all that matters. I'm just showing they use more than one color. Now this intake's going on field stake. If you see the flat side, field stake is number 383. So it had an early intake. Early intake cars had flat intake. The new ones had a ridge. So that's the difference right there. Oh, there's Baker, guys and gals. Hey, sweetie. She's gonna make her appearance. So that's it on my 93 Cobra project car experience. If you guys want to see more videos on these cars, I'm going to do a video on the black car. I'm going to wash it up tomorrow. The other two, the teal car and the black car, I already cleaned them. They were a teetotal mess. The cowls were full of leaves and you name it, it was in it. When these cars sit outside in fields and they get in this kind of shape, they just get kind of rough. Now, this video being made, if you guys are watching the video and you know of any 93 Cobra projects out there or 93 Cobra parts, hit me up at foxjunk73@gmail.com. I got people looking for cars and parts all the time. My plan is to build as many of these cars as I can, but honestly, I think I've owned at least 60 or 70 93 Cobras, and I've restored a lot of Fox bodies. And the motivation is the big thing. I'm going to finish Field Snake up. I'm going to build 1 teal car and 1 black car. The rest of them, maybe put them in mothballs for somebody to do down the road. I have a 93 Celine I got to restore, an 89 Celine I got to restore. Just a lot of projects, and that's what this page is about, helping you guys out, showing you these cars are still out there. Don't get bent out of shape if you can't find one. They'll eventually come to you if you just wait long enough. That's how they come to me. I do find some, but most of the time I get leads from people, and thanks those people right now that help me find these cars. You know who you are. I don't put your name out there because they'll be looking you up trying to find cars through you, and you know you don't need that headache. So thanks, you know who you are. I appreciate the help. So sorry for making this video so long. My videos normally aren't this long. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Questions and comments below, foxjunk73@gmail.com, and y'all have a good day.